Hey, it's Glam. I'm going to tell you the secret of the perfect fifth. For those who don't play music, that is called the perfect fifth. Why would it be called that? Well, let's go back to basics. This is a C note. For people who learn musical scales, we often start with a C chord. What's a chord? Note, 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 together, called a chord. You notice people say, it struck a chord with me. Sound is intertwined so deeply in our language, people have no idea. Which tells me in my 13 years of research that sound played a much bigger role in our history, and our ancestors understood the power of sound far more than we do. You've heard this type of progression called a scale. That's called a major scale, and this is a major chord. It's a bright, cheerful chord. Watch what happens if I change one note. This sounds very dire. Does not sound cheery at all. Well, what did I change? I changed the interval. Here's our magic word. So instead of going, that's the root note, second, third, which you've heard if you've ever listened to the beautiful song Hallelujah. He talks about musical intervals. Major third, minor third, because I've shrunk the interval. You can see I'm dropping down what's called a half note or a semitone, depending where you're from in the world. So your emotions already recognize the difference in those intervals. You, on a primal level, are reacting to that going to this. Well, what happens when we go further? Second interval, third interval, fourth interval, perfect fifth, 5 apart in a major scale. When you do sound healing, for example, with tuning forks, which I've done several videos on now and people love it, what happens, according to scientist John Beaulieu, is when your body is exposed to the perfect fifth, when you hear this interval of the perfect fifth, 5 apart. Whatever octave they are in, an octave is how high or low you are, the interval gap between those two notes causes your body to release nitric oxide. John Beaulieu studied this, he wrote the book Human Tuning, and what nitric oxide does is go through your blood vessels and kind of give them a spring cleaning. It also has a very spiritual and emotional reaction, which is incredibly peaceful. I can't speak for you, but generally most people who I play them for so that's the perfect fifth. You're going to hear it now in many, many songs. Special notes. I'll try and do more videos, but I really wanted people to start to become aware of sound and the intervals between sounds, and start to be aware of just how much language we use that incorporates sound words. It struck a chord with me. I got a bad vibe from them. Why do you think builders knock on something and say, Is it sound? Well, it is. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the comments. Take care.